Thank goodness these viruses are fictional. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 deadly movie viruses. For this list, we're looking at the deadliest, scariest fictional viruses in feature films. We'll be excluding viruses from TV shows and miniseries. Also, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Number 10. The rabies-like virus, Rec. A virus that turns ordinary people into savage killers is bad enough. But being trapped inside a sealed-off building with the infected? Now that is nightmare fuel. When reporter Angela Vidal and her cameraman Pablo follow a group of firefighters into an apartment building on a routine call, the last thing they expect to face is the fallout of a rabies-like virus. The result of a mutated enzyme, the epidemic in this Spanish found footage film will send chills down the spines of even the bravest of viewers. Throw in Rec's shaky cameras and claustrophobic setting, and you will be squirming in your seat. Number 9. The Virus, 12 Monkeys. The virus in Terry Gilliam's dark science fiction flick is so potent, it wipes out 5 billion people. In fact, the survivors are forced to live underground to escape its effects. What's even scarier is that it was pieced together and released on purpose, purportedly to save the environment. Bruce Willis plays a convict sent from 2035 to the 1990s in an effort to stop the virus.
Such wonderful air.
What's wonderful about the air, James?
Very fresh. No germs.
Why do you think there aren't any germs in the air?
It's thought to have been released by eco-terrorists known as the Army of the 12 Monkeys, but it turns out the 12 Monkeys are a red herring, and the virus is unstoppable.
That's when they are the ones who did it. It's 12 monkeys.
Number 8. The Crippen Virus, I Am Legend. Based on Richard Matheson's 1954 novel, I Am Legend also explores the perils of an engineered virus.
What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? How did you get out here? Fred, if you're real, you better tell me right now!
The premise of this post-apocalyptic thriller is that in order to cure cancer, scientists genetically re-engineered a measles virus. The consequences? 90% of the world's population dead, and most of those remaining transformed into cannibal mutants allergic to sunlight. Played by Will Smith, virologist Robert Neville is one of the only humans in the devastated cityscape of Manhattan to survive. It's a bleak vision of the future, but there is some hope as Neville continues to search for survivors and a cure.
What are you doing? The cure is in her blood.
Number 7. Strickler's Disease, Mimic. Guillermo del Toro's sci-fi horror hammers home the same moral as our previous entries. Don't meddle too much with Mother Nature.
It couldn't have developed in a vacuum. It's part of a colony.
Named Strickler's disease, the epidemic in Mimic is carried by cockroaches and disproportionately claims victims under 10.
I think there's a guy down there.
In this case, however, the cure might actually be worse than the disease. To rid Manhattan of the disease, entomologist Susan Tyler, played by Mira Sorvino, engineers an insect that kills off cockroaches. It works, but there is an unfortunate side effect. The insects mutate, becoming freakishly large and gaining the ability to mimic the human form.
The Judas evolved to mimic its predator. Us.
Number 6. The Simian Flu Pandemic, or ALZ-113, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Damn it, people, are you not listening to us? Stop engineering viruses! Mind you, James Franco's character Will Rodman means well. This Planet of the Apes reboot sees Rodman testing a viral-based drug on chimpanzees to cure Alzheimer's.
ALZ-112, a gene therapy that allows the brain to create its own cells in order to repair itself.
It's effective, but only for a while. The problems start when a more powerful gaseous version of the drug is created. While it enhances simian intelligence, it's absolutely lethal for humans. ALZ-113 spreads rapidly, leading to an ape uprising and eventually killing off 99% of the human race. Talk about side effects. Number 5. Andromeda, the Andromeda strain. This viral-like alien pathogen takes out its victims in a particularly grisly way, by causing their blood to crystallize inside their veins.
What happened?
Based on Michael Crichton's 1969 novel, the film follows a team of scientists investigating a deadly extraterrestrial microorganism that crash lands on Earth. Seen from up close, it's green and pulsating, emphasizing its alien origins. What's scarier is that it can mutate to change its function. For example, to degrade synthetic materials and escape containment. This makes it almost unstoppable, posing a threat to human life as we know it.
It functions like an atomic reactor.
An atomic blast could provide it with enough energy to grow into a gigantic supercolony.
Number 4. The Tvirus, Resident Evil. A staple of many sci-fi horror flicks, viruses that turn people into zombies never lose their ability to scare the living daylights out of us. Resident Evil's Tyrant Virus, or Tvirus for short, is a particularly nasty example. Engineered to cure crippling diseases, it not only kills and reanimates its victims, it can also mutate hosts into horrible monsters. Worse, it's easily transmissible, able to change form and spread through fluid or air. Of course, this bioweapon soon gets out of control, plunging the world into an apocalyptic nightmare. Sheesh, you know a virus is resilient when its movie spawns 5 sequels.
There's a cure. The process can be reversed. There's a cure! You're gonna be okay.
Number 3. The Rage Virus, 28 Days Later. When it comes to movie viruses, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Good people.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice, but you should be more concerned about whether they're going to slow you down.
In Danny Boyle's post-apocalyptic horror film 28 Days Later, a group of animal liberation activists just want to free some hapless chimpanzees. However, scientists have infected the chimps with a virus that causes uncontrollable rage. Transmitted through blood and saliva, the virus quickly turns strangers, friends, and loved ones against each other, leading to the complete collapse of society.
Were you bitten? Did any of the blood get in your mouth?
By the time protagonist Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, wakes up in a hospital, London is all but deserted. The only ones left? A few survivors, and 28 Days Later's terrifying fast zombies. Number 2. Motaba, Outbreak. Based on real research into viral hemorrhagic fevers, Wolfgang Petersen's Outbreak explores what might happen if such a disease began to spread in the US.
George, you heard about this virus. Need we say more? Okay, we need all the bills of lading from ships arriving from Africa in the last 3 months. George. Shall I cough on you, George?
No.
Originating in the jungle in Zaire, the Ebola-like Motaba causes a deadly fever and spreads like wildfire. Initially thought to be suppressed, the virus arrives in the US thanks to an infected capuchin monkey. It soon mutates, becoming airborne.
Motaba is only spread through direct human contact. Now, you said that yourself, Sam.
I know what I told you, but now I'm telling you we're facing a new strain.
From that point on, the virus is almost impossible to stop. What's most terrifying is perhaps the virus's rapid spread and the realism of its symptoms. Well, that and the frightening reaction of the military, who proposed bombing an infected village.
Every infected person in Cedar Creek within a matter of hours will have their dosage, so you must abort the mission. This is urgent. Answer me.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
Bone lines are dead.
Something strange is happening to her. Haven't seen this before.
The hell is it?
Looks like some kind of lizard.
How'd everybody get sick?
Everybody's dead.
We We need to know where you got this disease.
There's always hope.
But there is no cure. There never was. We had prevailed here, not because of science, but through natural selection.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. MeV1 Contagion. There's a simple reason why the deadly virus in this action thriller from director Steven Soderbergh tops our list, and that is believability.
I really need you to get off that bus. Listen, it's quite possible you've come in contact with an infectious disease and that you're highly contagious. Do you understand?
With a rare positive reaction from both critics and scientists, there is not a scene in the film that feels contrived. Evolved from a combination of genetic material from pig and bat viruses, the flu-like virus MeV1 spreads rapidly while a team of medical personnel race the clock to develop a vaccine.
Right now, no one has found a good way to grow the virus in cells.
Why is that? Because it kills every cell we put it in. A pig, chicken, everything. Until we can grow it, and a great deal of it, we can't experiment with it. And until then, we can't vaccinate against it.
Part of the film's gritty realism no doubt comes from the extensive research done to create it, as well as consultations with medical experts and representatives from the World Health Organization.
I can't even imagine all the civil suits people are going to file against you, and I have a pretty good imagination. And now you want to tell people not to get vaccinated when that's the best chance they've got.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.